hired gun.
Yes, you handle it well, though. This is game 4 of this 4-game set. Yankees have won 2 of the first 3. And as I mentioned at the start, all of the games by 1 run. If you go back to Sunday's game against the Mets, the Yankees have had 4 straight games decided by 1 run. And when that happens, well, then every mistake, every missed opportunity just looms larger and larger. The umpire is waiting for the lineups to be exchanged. It's going to be a bullpen day for the Toronto Blue Jays, and for the Yankees, it's going to be Carlos Rodon. And as David said during the open, the stuff is there. The only question is he going to be able to command it consistently? And in the first 2 starts, he has commanded it, but then there's a little blip there in the lineup, maybe 3 or 4 guys where he loses that command. And David, the interesting thing about this is he's pitching with a new arm. So last year, he couldn't even straighten his arm out and somehow made it work. So he's got all of this flexibility he has to rein in.
It's a great point, and Meredith has touched on this, talking to Carlos about it, and he's talked about it as well. It's like, yeah, I got to get the radar back here. I mean, I feel great, but it is a little different in terms of feel. Pitchers, you know, when the ball leaves your fingertips, that's all about the feel part. And if you're a little uncertain or you got a new feel in your arm, it takes a little while to get used to it.
And this will be the first time he's pitching up the stadium mound this year. The first 2 starts are on the road in Milwaukee and at Citi Field. So big left-hander, had a big season last year, and his arm feels great. He couldn't even drink a bottled water with his left arm because it was so bent he could not bring it up to his mouth. But now he's healthy after the surgery, and this is the lineup that he's going to face. The DH is George Springer leading off, Vlad Guerrero Jr. at first, Dalton Varsho in center field. Kazuma Okamoto, the Yankees have held him down. First 3 games, he'll be at third base. Ernie Clement, the shortstop, who's really hurt the Yankees over 18 games dating back to the beginning of last season. He'll bat 5th, batting 6th, second baseman Lenine Sosa, Miles Straw at right, Brandon Valenzuela, who can bunt. He's the catcher, batting 8th, and batting 9th and playing left field, Davis Schneider.
And indeed, the aforementioned Carlos Rodon towing the slab in the boogie down here. 3rd start on the year. And a little bit more in our Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report. You ready, Paulie?
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
Sir.
What's popping? Well, his fastball's been popping. His stuff has been popping. You know, friends in low places, that's when his slider is down and dirty. The dirt road anthem, that's where he makes his living. That slider down, changeups down, fastballs up and in.
Do you have more friends in low places or high places?
Low. Lower than low.
They're so low, they're not even places.
George Springer digs in. So getting ready for baseball. He's ready. Rodon's ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch upstairs. And we're underway. Brennan Miller is the home plate umpire. He's the Savages in the box ump. Ben May at first. John Tumpain, the crew chief, at second. And Brock Ballou is at third. Count 1-1. Good changeup, 1-2. Spencer Jones reacts to the bleacher creatures. Give him a little hang loose sign. The kid from California.
That was good news on Trent Grisham. You see Spencer Jones in center field, but all is well. Like I was saying, sometimes when you slide, it just, you know, kind of bangs that knee a little bit. It looks like that was the issue. The good change. That's the good changeup, Michael. Down and away, strikeout.
Take a look at the defense of the Yankees, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. It's Spencer Jones in left, but let's concentrate on Cody Bellinger out in left field. Car Shield defensive player profile. He has 8 defensive runs saved, and only Wilyer Abreu, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Andy Pages ahead of him in Major League Baseball. 0-1.
Wow, I mean, that looked like right down the middle till it blew off the glove. Huh?
So it's been changeup and fastball, 2-1. And the pitch. Jumping out at you a little bit that it's 93.
I'm more worried about the movement profile, than a couple of ticks of velocity. But yeah, I mean, it's a follow. You're right. It's certainly, you want to watch it.
Did he go? No, he did not. So a walk to Guerrero. Let's find out about Brennan Miller. The umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. He's considered hitter friendly. 26 calls challenged, 12 overturned. Calls more low strikes and fewer inside strikes on right-handed batters.
My theory on that, Paulie. He was a hitter in an amateur ball. All these umpires played baseball. He was a hitter. You can tell the pitchers, that's the pitch that are umpires. That meter, the pitcher friendly or hitter friendly, yeah, you just go back to their amateur career and it'll tell you a story.
Varsho's had a good series, 6 for 13 against the Yanks. There's a strike.
He's always been known as a tremendous defensive player and well-deserved, but he's swinging the bat this year. Turned on a couple balls last night. I mean, he's had a good series for them offensively.
Ascara blocks that. So he gets to start behind the plate. Austin Wells, who's been struggling, starts the game on the bench. So the opener for the Blue Jays is going to be Braden Fisher. We'll learn about him in the bottom of the inning. Runner goes. No throw. A belly flop and a stolen base for Guerrero.
We talked the other day about Guerrero running a lot better than he looks. That's only his 4th stolen base of the year, but a good jump. Almost an impossible pitch for Ascara to throw on. Kind of down and away.
Just took a chance, right? Went on first move. Saw something and just jumped.
Three and two. Ground ball and off the third base bag and down the left field line. Guerrero rounds third. He will score. Going to second with a fortunate double is Varsho, and it's 1-0 Toronto.
Two-strike approach, ball away. You just kind of put it in play away, and the way the shift is this day and age, anything down the line is going to be a base hit. And that ball actually ricochets off the bag. Guerrero, after the stolen base, is going to score easily. The Yankees could have got a break there if it bounced straight up and stayed in the infield.
Yeah, them's the breaks. And you know what? You can talk about being unlucky as a pitcher, but you're right, Paul. I mean, he's in 2-strike protect mode. You put the ball in play. Sometimes good things happen.
Okamoto fouls the ball off. In this series, Okamoto 1 for 12 with 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, I don't know that he's seen a fastball that he saw last night from Schlittler. He was behind everything last night.
In fact, over his last 16 at bats, just 1 hit and 8 strikeouts. So he's been swinging and missing a bit. Couldn't hold up. 1-2. Did he go around? Yes, he did. So another strikeout of Okamoto. 8 in this series. 2 away.
Well, the high fastball to the low slider down and in. That's always been kind of his bread and butter. Nothing you can do with that pitch. Well executed.
Dirt road anthem right there.
That's the one you got me on, Coney. Who is that?
Dirt road anthem?
Yeah.
Jason Aldean?
I had a feeling about that.
Ernie Clement fouls it back.
What's popping? Jack Harlow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Garth Brooks in the low places where you like to hang out. Get going.
The sliders down there, I like to hang out.
0-2 on Clement. Clement has good numbers against Rodon, 5 for 15 in his career. And sometimes you could look behind the numbers or under the numbers or under the hood on why somebody is walked. So Guerrero got walked. He came into that at bat 11 for 18. 3 doubles and 2 home runs lifetime against Rodon. Rodon knows that. He's very careful with him. But that walk has come around to score. Popped up. Vizcarra runs out of room.
Look at that numbers like that, Coney. Looking back, somebody you just couldn't get out. Who was it?
Milt Thompson.
Milt Thompson.
Wore
from the
me
Phillies?
out. Yes, just wore me out. Didn't take long to answer that, did it?
No.
I don't think about it much anymore.
Exactly.
Haven't faced him in 35 years.
Almost hit him. Check swing.
Boy, he does look like Aaron Boone, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That shot right there.
Volpe gets a nice hop, and that'll do it. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. Blue Jays 1, Yankees coming to bat. Well, the Yankees are down by 1 as they come up in the bottom of the first inning. In which order will they come up? Here we go. Ben Rice, the DH, leads off. Then Aaron Judge in right. Cody Bellinger in left field. Boy, he likes hitting at home. He has a 16-game home hitting streak. And you see the numbers overall. Jazz Chisholm will clean up. Then Paul Goldschmidt at first. Spencer Jones gets to start in center. And the bottom third of the order, Ryan McMahon, Anthony Volpe, and J.C. Vizcarra.
See Braden Fisher going to toe the slab here tonight as a reliever, doing the opener strategy, and we can tell you a little bit more about that in our Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report. And lean on me, obviously. You're going to lean on him out of the bully, and then you may be right. That's for his manager, Mr. Schneider. See if it works out. And only the good die young. You know, 1 inning, 2 innings.
You doubled up with Billy Joel there. I like it.
I like Billy.
0-1. Yankees saw Fisher on Monday, got 5 outs without giving up a run. 25 years old, second big league season. He's made 3 opener starts in his career, 2 this year, 1 last year. So this is his 4th overall. One and 2. Rice in this series just 2 hits and 13 at bats, but one of those hits was that 2-run home run that proved to be the difference in the first game. And Judge has struggled in the series as well, 1 for 11. Two and 2. So Adam Macko is up. The bulk guy was supposed to be Spencer Miles, but had the lefty up right now. Swing and a miss. Rice down on strikes. We'll check out the Blue Jays defense behind Fisher. It's brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. It all plays off Varsho in center. Brandon Valenzuela has done a nice job behind the plate. You see how it lines up. Straw is also a very good outfielder in right. Here's Aaron Judge. He's gone 9 games without hitting a home run. And in those 9 games, 7 for 34. That's 206, and on-base percentage of 308. Count 0-2.
Somebody's going to have to pay, huh, Cody?
You would think so. I mean, it's hard to hit those first 2 pitches. Those are really good sliders.
Still 0-2.
You know, Fisher's got that kind of funky style, right? It's right over the top, straight down. We talked about him the other night. First base side of the rubber, open, the way he lands open. Gets unique break on his breaking balls, going down, backing up.
Judge had some interesting comments after the game yesterday about he doesn't like to use ABS. He said, there are times that I think it should be saved for a catcher later in the game. And he's 5 out of 6 in his challenges. And now that's going to be challenged by Valenzuela.
The pitch is called the ball. Catch is challenging.
So ABS powered by T-Mobile. And he got it right.
It is a strike. Toronto has 2 challenges remaining.
So Judge struck out 4 times yesterday. And this is his 7th consecutive strikeout.
Well, from the naked eye, it looked like a pretty good pitch, and it was caught wrong. He was, you always talk, Coney, about bringing the ball up. That ball was kind of shot down, which took it out of the strike zone, but it was a strike.
1-0 to Bellinger. One. After 50 games, the Yankees are 30-20. The 5th straight season that they've won at least 30 games in their first 50. And the team record is 8 seasons in a row of that. So they've been getting off to pretty good starts. Three and 1. And there's ball 4, so Bellinger reaches. So that brings up Jazz Chisholm Jr. 3 hits yesterday. Since he started to wear Giancarlo Stanton's uniform pants, it's been 7 games, and he's 13 for 26.
Yeah, the numbers started to round up.
Oh, 1.
It's hard to have everybody in the lineup hot at the same time.
Yeah.
So, you notice that Judge is struck out 7 straight times. It's a good time for Jazz to get hot. And you can take some pressure off of each other that way.
Used to worry me when everybody was hot, because then everybody goes cold. There's nothing better that throughout the year, 3 guys here, 3 guys there, and it just, you're right, you help each other out by, and it's unintentional. But when certain people get hot, when somebody else isn't, it just picks up the load. I think Jazz using a lot more of the field than he did early in the year, where he was really trying to get that monkey off his back to get his first home run. And if they hit home runs as a lefty, you try to pull the ball here in Yankee Stadium.
One and 2. And And that's a tip into the glove of Valenzuela. So 3 strikeouts for Braden Fisher. Yankees strand 1. Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. Here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Goldschmidt plus 650. Spencer Jones plus 850. Still waiting on Spencer's first big league home run.
Yeah, he just missed one last night to left center field. Just got under it. What'd you say it was 110 or
104 miles an hour off the bat. He just, a little too high.
Lenin Sosa leads off and takes the ball. Sosa, Straw, and Valenzuela. One and one. Ripped to left field, down the line, and foul. Still 1-2. I told you this earlier in the series. He has a 206 batting average, but a very peculiar statistical quirk. It's higher than his 203 on base percentage. He has no walks and he has a sac fly. And sac flies do not count against your batting average, but they do count in the denominator for on base percentage. Blue Jays got him from the White Sox April 13th for Jordan Rich and future considerations. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Rodon.
It's a classic Rodon slider. It's been his bread and butter, and you can see that spin. See that corkscrew spin coming right at you? 85 miles an hour, perfectly located.
That's a big dot on the baseball for a slider, huh? A lot of sliders, it's the size of like a pencil eraser, but that's a big dot. It has to be the grip, right?
It is the grip. It's just, there's so much that goes into pitch design now with all the technology. You can really study the orientation of the seams and get them oriented and spinning the way you want to design the movement that you want.
Mm-hmm.
The key is getting instant feedback now. Even in between innings, a lot of these pitchers will go and look at their movement profile.
Wow.
And see the numbers under the hood. I spent my whole life just obsessed with spinning a baseball, right? And now they have all these tools, and I'm so jealous.
Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Instead of looking at Mel Stottlemyre, how was that one, Mel?
Mm-hmm.
They go right to the sheet now, Horizontal, vertical break, spin rate, spin axis, spin efficiency. All right, I'll stop.
you got a whole boatload up.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Rodon.
Yeah, you can see Rodon. I mean, he's looking at the. Go ahead, Coney. The large dot on that breaking ball.
Yeah, you see that's a little different seam orientation, more of a 2-seam spin coming at you, which creates a different type of movement profile that he's looking for.
I see him continually looking up at the scoreboard. I don't think he's happy with this velocity on any pitch. Kind of looks frustrated out there, but things going well this inning.
Check swing off the bat of Valenzuela. Right there is Goldschmidt. And Rodon works a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Toronto.
Welcome back. Jose Caballero is eligible to come off the injured list tomorrow. When he walked through the clubhouse at about 4 o'clock this afternoon, he looked at me with a huge smile on his face and said, "One more day." When I said, "Jose, are you sure you're definitely coming back tomorrow?" And he said, "Well, that's not my decision, but if it were up to me, definitely." He went on to say that he's been going through full workouts. The throwing feels much better. There are no restrictions on him. He was then asked how close he is to 100%, and he said, "Anytime I'm on the field, I'm 100%, so 100%. Now, Aaron Boone was asked whether or not he will definitely be back tomorrow, and he would not commit fully, Michael, but he did say he does expect him to be a player. I know you were in the room, Michael. It sounded like Caballero is going to be back, but now that begs to ask the question, what does that mean for Anthony Volpe, who has played pretty well in Caballero's absence since he's been on the IL?
Well, Meredith, they're going to have to make two moves tomorrow to get Cole onto the Major League roster as Goldschmidt down looking, and then to get Caballero off the IL. So those are two tough decisions. Let's check out today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Grisham, no structural damage in the knee, could be available tonight off the bench, and Caballero expected to be activated tomorrow. Right middle finger fracture.
I know what the answer is.
What is it?
We'll see.
We'll see. That is the motto so far. Early going. A lot of we'll sees from Aaron Boone. And a bullpen move by the Blue Jays. Yes, is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Pretty good performance by Braden Fisher. Retired 4 Yankees, struck them all out. A lot of walk to Bellinger. That's it. So now they go to one of their 2 lefties, Adam Macko. He made his Major League debut on Monday. He retired Escara, Goldschmidt, and Rice, 1, 2, 3, across the 6th and the 7th innings. And he also got 2 outs on Tuesday. And Jones lost one to left field, but it slices foul into the seats. Jones in the series 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
See that pitch over and over in this series, ball up and in. He has not been able to get to it, so until he does, you're going to see a lot of it.
Two and one on Spencer Jones. McMahon on deck. 2-2. Swing and a miss. All 5 Yankee outs have come via the strikeout.
A couple pitches ahead, and then here is a good knuckle curveball. So he had a pretty good swing at it, just missed it.
Great shot of the grip and the spin coming right at you. Index finger spiked. It's not actually a knuckle, you know, literally knuckle curveball, but yeah, you do kind of see the knuckle when you spike your index finger up off the ball.
Mike Mussina had a true knuckle curve, didn't he? Kind of
Good one,
yeah.
yes, a really good one.
Big breaker, but both his fingers were tucked. It wasn't like spiked like that.
Two and 0. Driven out to left field and deep. Going back, Snyder on the track at the wall, and it's off the wall. He can't find it. Now he does. And McMahon has himself a double. McMahon has good power the other way.
He really has shown that recently. You know, if he stays on the ball, he's able to drive it with a lot of pop from a lefty to left center field. I mean, this is a deep part of the park for a lefty. That's got it all right there. Got it over his head. Ball rolls around out there. You get a triple, but I think he'll be happy with the double.
That was the spot where Jason Dominguez got hurt, running into that scoreboard, message board. Here's Volpe. And there's a strike. Volpe in 7 games, 5 hits and 20 at bats. And he runs into the wall. Schneider does as well.
Just had a little mayhem right there.
It's a bad position when you're chasing that thing and you really don't, you're not really going to catch it. You don't know where the wall is. You're kind of reaching. You're just kind of all out of sorts.
Look at
nice glasses.
Dominguez glasses. Dominguez always has a great disposition. I mean, it looks like he's happy every single day. I've got to talk to him about that. I need some of that.
That ain't happening, Michael. It's not going to happen. You can't change your spots.
High fly ball, left field. Schneider puts it away. That'll do it. No runs a hit. 1 man left on base. We go to the 3rd. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. He cut himself running into that message board. The one where McMahon got the double. And here he is, Davis Schneider. He's in a heck of a slump. 4 for 49. 3 for 12 lifetime against Rodon. That ball off the glove of Ascara, but a strike nonetheless.
And a couple of those tonight, huh? Just in the strike zone, just off the heel of the glove.
Trying to catch with a cardboard box back there. You know who you used to see before the framing days? Bob Boone, Aaron Boone's father, used to do that. For Carlton, he'd let the ball go off the web of the glove, trying to hold it on the outside corner. He was one of the best. Boy, Bob Boone, what a great defensive catcher. One of the early framers before we kept track of framing. We always knew it, though. You knew those guys that just looked so, they were so nice to throw to. There's something about them. Tony Pena was that way. Now we can measure it, and it matters.
Yeah, it's amazing. I thought it was going to take it out of the game with the challenge. It's still how you. It still affects the call.
Absolutely. And you only get 2 challenges. And in some ways, it's more important than ever to be a catcher. It's a new skill set. As if they didn't have enough already on their plate, right? They got to go through all the scouting reports and know which pitch to call and hit and get beat up. Now you got to know when to challenge.
High pop up, left center. Bellinger in to make the play. 1 away. We know that Rodon had surgery during the offseason to remove loose bodies and shave down bone spurs. And, you know, he did the full rehab, which is what he was supposed to do. And then you see Tarek Skubal. He had bone spurs. He's going to be a free agent and make big money at the end of the year and wants to come back as soon as possible. And they tried a new thing where they're calling it the Skubal scope. The hole that they put in the arm is tiny. They don't disrupt much of the muscle surrounding the bone spur or whatever you would want to call it. And he was throwing within like 8 days.
Yeah, he's
8 days.
He's already had multiple up and downs as throwing sessions.
I think Blake Snell is undergoing that same new procedure, which they're calling, again, the Skubal scope.
Still hope for you, Coney. A little Scooble scope, you'd be out there chucking again.
Scooby-Doo.
You already had the hip fix. You'd be a bionic man out there.
Yeah, I do have some strong opinions on that. You know, we were talking about the Tommy John epidemic.
Yeah.
And maybe if guys throw too hard, and there's all sorts of remedies. Move the mound back. If a guy throws it over 95 miles an hour, it's a ball. No, you need to fix it quicker.
Yeah.
It's on the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Chris Ahmad has done some great work in that area about advancing the technology for Tommy John surgeries and shortening the time to recover. You know, to me, that's the answer. If you're going to try to do something to eliminate Tommy John surgery, the ligament's a little spaghetti noodle.
Right.
It's so small, so minute. It's going to blow. Eventually, it's going to happen. Fix it quicker. That's all I got to say. That's it.
Swing and a miss. Springer strikes out for the second time against Rodon.
Good life. You can see the four seam and the spin. And the thing that Rodon does so well is he does have that excellent riding action up in the zone. It's not just about velocity. Watch how he swings under that, and it's on by. It's 20 inches of induced vertical break. That's above, well above average. And that's what I look for with Rodon. That good true carry. So it doesn't matter whether it's 94 or 95. I want to see that life, that jump, that good spin.
Being very careful with Guerrero. Walked in the first inning, stole second, and then scored on Varsho's double that hit the third base bag. We gave you the numbers why he's being careful. Guerrero against Rodon, 11 for 18 in his career.
No strikeouts, right?
Mm-hmm. So 3-0. Strike one.
Kind of surprising. You go to a fastball and a count. It looked like you're just kind of, all right, I'll just pitch around him after ball one. But I guess he could have challenged it. It was up a little out of the strike zone.
That was way out of the strike zone. So 2 walks of Guerrero. So here's Varsho's driven in the only run. Right at the end of the bat, ground ball that hit third base and went down the left field line. That scored Guerrero. Looper and caught there by Volpe, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the third. Yes, it's brought to you in part by ShopRite. We are here by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at Genesis.com and by the New York Lottery. This could be your lucky play. City looks really handsome. What a good-looking city. J.C. Escaro will lead off the bottom of the third. So if you remember yesterday, injuries are new now. There are new injuries all the time. Sanchez in right field made a diving attempt to catch a blooper, and that'll leave the game. Well, he had the wind knocked out of him, and one of the reasons was the Scar fouls him back. He had wearing a
big chain,
a big pendant, and it went into his chest and knocked the wind out.
I was going to say a lot, it's a horrible feeling, but boy, a lot of people have knocked the wind out of themselves. But you see that big old chain around his neck kind of compounded things.
Everywhere I go, bling, bling.
I I don't know that I'd admit that to the trainer. You know, I knocked my wind out of myself, but I don't know that I'd throw the necklace part of it in there.
Popped up. And Okamoto gives it a look. That's what dug into him. Didn't seem as if it drew blood, but it led to him having the wind knocked out. And when he was walking up the field, he was like kind of rubbing his chest, so certainly was irritated. 1-2. Hit sharply. Foul. Diving attempt by Guerrero, but a foul ball. So Escar getting the start behind the plate with Austin Wells in the throes of a really tough slump. 3 for his last 36. The opportunity is there for Escar for more playing time if he does some damage offensively. But he's coming in at 163 with no home runs. They're both very good defensive catchers. They don't see the ball, but the catch is made by Straw, kind of bailing out Varsho. It's that time of the night you could see Varsho spread his hands out. He didn't know where the ball was.
That's a good pickup by Straw. I mean, you got to realize you see your center field, you know it's his ball. Varsho, a great center fielder. All of a sudden you see those hands up, and then sometimes at a different angle you pick up the ball a little bit better.
You could read his lips. I didn't see it.
Really good play by Straw right there to read the situation. Court awareness.
There's a strike to Ben Rice. That was not an easy play.
It wasn't. Kind of a backhand lunging, a tough play.
Let's check out one of today's player props, brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Rice hitting a home run or more is plus 450. Rice has 16 on the season, tied with Judge for the most on the Yankees. Strike 3.
Tapped the helmet there, Ben. That ball looked like it was down.
Yeah. No tap, no change. So with 2 outs, that's going to be it for Mako as the right-hander Judge coming up. So Schneider obviously managing batter to batter, inning to inning. Right-hander making his way in. Going to be the bulk guy. He comes in. Let's take a look at his stuff on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Sinker, four-seamer, curve and a slider.
You know, it's funny when you put Brandon Fisher as your opener, and then you almost claim who's going to be the bulk guy, which is Spencer Miles, but he threw a lefty in between to get a good matchup. You know, the Yankees got 6 lefties in the lineup tonight.
1-0 on Judge. Judge struck out in the first inning.
You know, Schneider's a good manager. This close to winning the World Series last year. That guy knows what he's doing. One of the great guys, too, around. Easy to talk to. So personable. The story of Steve Kerr and him is just remarkable. Steve Kerr wrote him a letter last year after the World Series that he didn't see right away.
I had a conversation with him on the field last year. I didn't realize he was kind of a local guy. He was a Yankee fan. He and his brother out on the field. It was I had a good time talking to him. Yeah, he gets the game of baseball. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he's a good baseball guy. He's managing very well this game. And that's where you really manage, you know. The opener strategy really opens up the door for managers to kind of pick lanes and look at lineups, try to get them to flip their lineup or take advantage of Lefty, lefty, righty, righty. So far, so good for that guy.
Grounded softly to short. Clement. And that'll do it. Here in the third, Yankees go down in order against 2 pitchers. Time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. Good numbers. A lot of starts. Started with the Yankees, 87-89. Then on to the Blue Jays. And finished with the Yankees in 2005. A couple of stops with the Marlins and with the Mets. Gee, I wonder who this is.
Kind of a gimme, a layup, right?
It's easier than yesterday, Sal Fasano. Ground ball at third. And they get Okamoto, who continues to struggle in this series. Here's Ernie Clement, who looks like Aaron Boone's younger son. And that was derailed by the range of McMahon. Clement is going for 2, and the throw gets away from Jazz, but backing up is Goldschmidt. So much range by McMahon, he took the out away from Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, not even really hit hard. It looks like the ball came up and it ended up going off of his glove into left field, and Clement got a really good read on it because he didn't hesitate going around first base. The ball was kind of dead, and like you said, Michael, it just kind of popped up on him, and it didn't get to Bellinger quick enough. He tried to barehand it like a third baseman to get rid of it. But Clement had no hesitation whatsoever.
Gets himself a double on a ground ball. Lenin Sosa takes a strike.
Coney, double off the third baseman's glove.
Yeah.
Chopper.
Well, if I'm Rodon right now, I'm not happy about that. That's for sure. Up here in the booth, I'm like, yeah, you know. Yeah, but that ball had some top spin on it, and McMahon is so good out there. You kind of got to give him a little benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Was there ever an official scoring decision when you were on the mound that chapped you so much that you called upstairs?
I actually went upstairs one time.
Really?
In uniform, full uniform.
No way.
I did.
No.
I did.
You weren't still in the game.
No, I was out of the game after I got out of the game.
And was it the David Cohn with the vein in his neck, or?
It was a little kind of half joking, but half serious. You know, passive aggressive. You know, normal.
It was in New York?
No, it was in Philly.
Okay. In full uniform.
Full uni.
That's great.
You know, it's amazing. And as a hitter, a ball that you think is a hit, and they call it an error. I remember coming back to the dugout one day, and Joe Torre, I wasn't really, you know, didn't even really know. I just assumed it was a hit. He said, I'm going to get that changed. And I'm like, oh, I guess it was an error. You go home that night, think, you know, was I 1 for 3 or was I 0 for 3? You don't know.
Swing and a miss. That's the 6th strikeout for Carlos Rodon. 6th Yankee strikeout, as always, brought to you by our good friends, your local Tri-State Audi dealers.
You know, that's what I like to see from Rodon. That's the old Rodon. You see the 4-seam fastball that just stays up. It just has life to it. That's the pitch, I think, you know, that was his bread and butter for years. He throws sinkers and changeups now. He's more of a complete pitcher, but everything feeds off of that. That sets up that slider.
And overall, when you look at it, I mean, he's had control. He's not overpowering 96, 97 tonight, but he's had good control with his fastball up in the strike zone. Seen a lot of good sliders down and into righties.
Wonder what this is about. Oh, he's giving Ascara a little bit of a break. He got hit in the mask. Wow. David, to put a bow on the story, did you get the call changed.
No, I did not.
It didn't work for you?
I did not. I had the clubby in Philly take me up there, the back elevator, full uni, spike still on, clank, clank, clank.
Figured if you had your uni on, that probably helped the case. It didn't work. Huh?
Didn't work.
Now, did you get some of that great ice cream they have up in the press box in
No,
Philly?
they didn't have it back then.
Really?
That was at the vet.
Oh, okay, okay.
No. They had good lights at the vet, though. Remember how bright the lights were at the vet?
Good lights and good fights in the upper deck.
The 0-2. Popped up. On the run, Goldschmidt. But he runs out of room. It's right over the screen. Runner at second, 2 men out. Top of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Toronto.
Gary Maddox, Gary Maddox was he was an analyst doing the game. He looked at me like I was nuts. He was right.
Now, did it involve Milt Thompson?
No, it did not. But yeah, Milt put me in a bad mood, that's for sure.
It's amazing what this game will make you do. When you look back at some of this stuff, and I look back at some of the videos I love to show, it's just like this game, it turns you into a different person.
Now you're so calm and serene,
Yeah.
Paul. Popped up, shallow center, backing up is Jazz Chisholm, and he'll make the play for the final out. So we're done. Pitches around the double as the Blue Jays leave a runner on. Kickoff Memorial Day weekend at Yankee Stadium tomorrow when the Yankees take on the Rays. It's Giancarlo Stanton basketball jersey night, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Giancarlo Stanton basketball jersey, courtesy of State Farm. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today, Yankees.com. Also, Garrett Cole makes his season debut. That one is looped into center field, and it's caught by the shortstop, Clement.
Yeah, just a little too far in on the handle there to muscle it into the outfield. You know, Michael, I'm just looking at that. I mean, it's a Friday night. You're playing the first place team. You got Garrett Cole pitching. You're getting a free jersey. He probably ought to stick around and do the game. What do you think?
I'll tell you what, if you are going to the game, you better leave early, because when they give away those jerseys, lines around the stadium, and put on top of that the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. You think he's pumped up?
Oh yeah, he's beside himself right now.
You know, it's funny, Coney, because you really have gone through that. So you know where he is mentally. I mean, the anxiousness of getting back out there.
It's like watching Little League through the chain link fence. You know, they won't let you play.
Yeah.
You've been waiting all year.
I went through that a lot. I had older brothers, and I always wanted to play, but you know, I was hoping only 8 people would show up. They needed fill-in. It never worked.
Well, here's tomorrow's pitching matchup. The Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Nick Martinez has pitched so well for them. You see his numbers really good. And Garrett Cole in the rehab assignment, 0-2, 4.66. But really don't pay attention to those numbers, because until the last start, he really wasn't trying to get anybody out. He was working on things. Last start, he pitched very well. Also, Meredith told me today that he's so excited, he's going to put on a real nice tunnel fit. You know, when you walk from the garage.
The tunnel fit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the.
Yeah, like the
styling
basketball
show?
players. Yeah.
Okay.
Michael, he told Susan Waldman maybe like a really flashy blazer, something. It's first time out there. He's excited. He's ready to go. When I asked him the other day, I had him on the show, and I asked him how excited he was. And he said 10 level of excitement. It seemed like he was already amped up.
And there's a ground ball to Okamoto. And he makes the play. And knowing Garrett, get a little spinal tap, turn it up to 11. Pitching decisions presented by Sage.
But we've seen some good sliders. I saw some riding fastballs and the changeup. I mean, he is a much more complete pitcher than when he first broke in. But that slider is a signature pitch, and that high fastball has always worked for him. Got a couple more to go with it, but I think he's been pretty sharp. The movement is there. Slider's been good.
Audi scoreboard, 1-0 Toronto as they go to the top of the 5th. Here's Valenzuela. 1-0. We are in an era of baseball where bunting is really not stressed, and boy, Valenzuela has proven himself to be a great bunter. Now, speaking of bunting, I don't know if it was because of the play where Wells and Goldschmidt both grabbed the ball at the same time. The Yankees were out early on the field today. The entire pitching staff and the infielders were working on defending the bunt. It could be because of yesterday. Also could be because they're playing the Tampa Bay Rays, and that's the Rays game.
And I was kind of breaking down that play last night over and over again. I really don't know if there is fault or, you know, who's got priority. And I asked Brad Ausmus in the locker room today. He said, you know, the only problem is they both called it at the same time. And you know, somebody has to take control of the play. And it's probably an easier play for Wells.
Volpe. The high pop-up comes down in his glove.
Yeah, you've got a split second to make that read, and having played with Keith Hernandez all those years with the Mets, the play for the first baseman to get the ball is to go to third. And if that play's not there for him, then it's the catcher's ball to throw to first. But that's a very quick read you have to make, especially where he's bunted almost by the line.
Yeah.
Here's Davis Schneider. No relation to the manager, John Schneider. Davis is from Berlin Borough in South Jersey. After Game 7 of the World Series, a disappointing extra inning loss, Davis Schneider just drove straight through the night from Toronto back home to New Jersey.
In a way, you're so wired after games like that. You don't have to worry about falling asleep at the wheel. That was for sure.
Schneider has a forever memory. He led off Game 5 of last year's World Series with a home run off of Blake Snell. And then Vlad Guerrero followed with one of his own. First set of back-to-back home runs in World Series history. Nice play. Got right to the spot, and Goldschmidt retires Schneider.
You remember those days after, you know, the World Series games, the playoff games. It's just, there's no switch to turn off. And as soon as you finally get over tonight's game, then tomorrow's game jumps in your head, and you start panicking because you can't sleep.
Nice golf clap there for that catch. Here's George Springer. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Rodon. In his career, 5 for 30 against the Yankee lefty. Two and 0.
Springer's year last year was a big reason why the Blue Jays got to the World Series.
Had a great playoff too, with 34 home runs, hit over 300 last year.
Yeah, had a real renaissance year last year.
And he hit one of the Blue Jays' most important postseason home runs. Not exactly Joe Carter, but the Mariners were 8 outs away from the World Series, leading 3-1 in Game 7 in the ALCS, and Springer came up and hit a 3-run home run to make it 4-3, and then the Blue Jays won the pennant. And that continued that stat that I'm sure haunts those in Seattle. They are still the only team that's never made a World Series. And they've had some great players and great teams. 3-2. And the payoff. Doesn't like that ball.
You know, 3-2 pitch, good fastball hitter, but you got Guerrero on deck. You know, what do you do? Go after him, right?
I mean, he's thrown some good pitches. He's so quick inside that, you know, he doesn't worry about it. And, you know, Good enough to take it. It's
Let-
a challenge.
The pitcher's
Next
called the ball.
forward, challenged
Catcher's
by a
challenge.
star. And it
That
just
call is
missed.
confirmed. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
And that'll bring up Guerrero. Take a look at leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. OPS leaders here at the new Yankee Stadium, which opened in 2009. Judges first, Ibanez second, and then Guerrero, followed by Bautista, Soto, and Bellinger.
I'll never forget that big home run Ibanez hit in the postseason, pinch hitting for A-Rod.
Yeah.
That was just remarkable. Dramatic.
He had some big home runs. He was a great pinch hitter.
You know, Joe Girardi told me that. I asked him off the air the other day because I said, how did you have the guts to pinch hit for Alex Rodriguez? He goes, I started to think about it in the 5th inning because I watched Ibanez take BP and he's hitting the ball out every single swing. He goes, and I finally decided to do it. He said, I'm sitting there. I turned to my bench coach and I said, this is my career right now. They'll fire me. He said, I'm pinch hitting for Alex Rodriguez. And then Ibanez hit the home run.
They ended up firing him anyway.
I was going to say, it lasted for a couple of years, but it wasn't a lifetime.
He tried to center field a base hit. But that has to be one of the gutsiest managerial calls ever. I mean, a guy who ends up with 696 home runs, and he was struggling, and they just pinch hit for him.
High changeup. It's not where you want it.
Waited so long, he actually jammed himself. See him pull his hands in, and this ball actually goes off the label a little bit on a high changeup. Such a good hitter, though. I mean, his swing, if you break it down, is as good as it gets.
He's a natural. He's been a natural since the day he picked up a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So Matt Blake talks things over with Rodon. First and second, 2 men out, and Varsho at the plate.
One thing Joe Girardi was never short of was guts. As solid as a guy or human being you ever want to be around, that's for sure.
Good card partner, too. One of those smart fellas. Remembered all the cards. And
You should see him. You broadcasted with him up there and see the binders? Yeah.
you can't have a 3-man booth with him. He's got too many notes.
He said he couldn't be Binder Joe anymore. He said because everything's on an iPad.
Girardi's binder's still on Twitter.
Oh, and 1 on Varsho. 91 pitches for Rodon. That fastball, sinker, four-seamer, it's all been consistently at 93. And with the bad elbow last year, he actually threw harder on average, but this is only his 3rd start. First 2 games, he's thrown 78 pitches and 88 pitches. So this is his high water mark.
He's missing some bats tonight. That's always a good sign.
Now, Paul, Springer's dancing off second. If you're at the plate, does that distract you?
You know, with 2 outs, there's really no need for it, and it can at times. If he starts hopping and down, and he's trying to distract the pitcher. And to your point, sometimes it works against you to distract the batter.
Swing and a miss. It distracted the batter. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Strong 5 for Rodon. We're halfway through. 1-0 Toronto. Yes, is brought to you in part by your local Ford stores, proud to be the official SUV of the Yankees. And by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. 25 plate appearances for Spencer Jones. He struck out in 12 of them. Struck out in the second inning. He'll lead off the bottom of the fifth. So still waiting on his first big league home run. Home run's a big part of his game down in the minors and in college as well.
Well, it'd be a good time for it. The Yankees down 1-0. Really offensively have nothing going on tonight. Good pitch to hit right there. Just beat him.
Only hit a double by McMahon over the head of Snyder off the left field wall. 0-2. Oh, 2 in a row maybe. Giovanni Cruz. Such a good debut yesterday. 2 shutout innings. One and two.
A couple more good outings. You can work his way into the circle of trust. It could happen fast.
Well, it's so impressive with this slider yesterday. I mean, he threw 100 plus, but his slider was the pitch that you went home thinking about.
And guys, I had the opportunity to catch up with Fernando Cruz in the clubhouse to ask him about Giovanni Cruz, and he said it was just absolutely ridiculous. The fact that he has that stuff and he could throw it in the zone, not to mention the slider that goes with it. He just looked at me and said, whoa, it's impressive.
Single up the middle by Jones.
Now, Kona, you'll love this. Before he came in, the guys in the bullpen were kind of going back and forth with each other, saying, is he going to throw over 100 miles an hour, under 100 miles an hour? And the first pitch he threw was 99. So most guys lost that bet in the bullpen. They were all going over 100, but they were all collectively impressed with his poise and his stuff on the mound last night.
Well, later on in the outing, he did throw 101. Here's McMahon. Jones a threat to run. Center field and deep. Varsho back. He's got room though. 1 out as Jones heads back.
Well, McMahon has had a couple good swings. He shot that ball to left center field, and that ball was hit well too. You just gotta. It's very hard as a hitter when you're trying to make up. You come into the game hitting under 200, trying to make up. You want results, but when you sit on the bench, you got to know. Am I on the ball? Am I beat? No. I mean, these have been good swings tonight.
Foul ball by Volpe.
Yeah, Michael, you said that Spencer Jones is a threat. He had 7 stolen bases this year and 29 last year in the minors.
He's a big guy, 6'7", but he has great athletic ability. Plays the field well, good arm, and he can run. Now, a lot of the talk over the last couple of days is that Volpe's swing looks flatter. It's not looking to launch the ball. Are you seeing that at all?
I have loved his approach since the few games that I've done. Yeah, he's been line to line. It doesn't look like he's got front hips flying open where he gets under the ball and tries to launch it.
Runner goes, swung on a miss. Throw to second, not in time. Stolen base for Spencer Jones as Volpe strikes out.
But the big thing about being a big guy is being able to get going quick. A lot of people are fast, but to steal a base, it's about the first couple steps. And as big as he is, he gets going quick.
Wow, he got going quick and a little lean forward too. That was impressive. He did that at the combine. The Giants would have drafted him.
So tying runs at second base. 1-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the fifth. Here's Escara. 1-0. Pickoff is on, but he's back. 2-0.
And Michael, you mentioned that his first at bat, and he had a couple of decent swings. I think that if he puts together, a little run offensively, you're going to see him behind the plate.
Ground ball, foul. Well, they think a lot about him because Boone said earlier this month, maybe at the end of April, he said that Escobar is one of the top 15 catchers in baseball.
If you're going to say that, you got to believe it.
Yep.
If there's an opportunity out there, then you have to. You want to be loyal to players, but also you've got to think what's better for the team at certain times.
He's referring to defensively, right?
He just said overall. He said he'd be one of the top 15 catchers in baseball.
That's on the come because we haven't seen enough offensively yet. He hasn't had enough of reps and opportunities. That's what's nice about this for him. He's finally getting some regular at-bats.
So 3-2 on J.C. Escobar.
You watch him in BP, Paul, but he's strong.
Yeah,
he's got some bat speed. He can launch. Hits the ball hard.
It's quick inside. He's pulled a couple pitches today, but these are big at bats right here. You're facing a right-hander, a guy you should be able to handle. And that's where the manager is going to judge how you are at the plate.
And he swings to a curveball, and that'll do it. So Jones is stranded at second. We go to the sixth, 1-0 Toronto. Thank you, Bob. We go around the majors. Nick Kurtz, wow, he's on a roll. 43-game on-base streak, tied for the third longest in franchise history, and that franchise has a pretty good history of good players. Shohei Ohtani hit a leadoff home run and threw 5 scoreless innings yesterday. His ERA is 0.73 this season. And the Rays, coming in tomorrow, have won 21 of the last 25 games. Their 33-15 record leads the major leagues, and they have 5 games in the loss column ahead of the Yankees as that series starts tomorrow. And according to how this game ends, Giovanni Cruz, major league debut yesterday on in relief of Carlos Rodon.
Yeah, if you looked at that graphic, there's always surprises every year, and this is the time of year that all of a sudden it kind of catches your attention. The Athletics up in the division, the Rays up in the division. I mean, yeah, the Rays have some good solid players, but you were kind of questioning that. Now all the pitching's back now. I mean, that's 21 out of 25. It's pretty impressive.
You want to have another surprise?
Yeah.
Take a look at the White Sox.
Oh, yeah, they've made a
Unbelievable.
run. They've made a run.
Yeah, who had the National League Central as the best division in baseball?
Exactly. Everybody in that division is above 500. Right?
They have been for the better part of the first 6 weeks.
Center field. Jones is there. Check out the Yankees bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Well, last night they used Bird and Cruz. That's it. After having Bednar down and Fernando Cruz was supposed to be down, but he warmed up. I think everybody would be available other than Bird tonight. Hit sharply and past the diving McMahon and down the left field line. Ernie Clement has been an absolute pest to the Yankees. His second double tonight. Remember, he had 9 hits against them in the ALDS last year.
Well, Cruz buckled him on a curveball or slider yesterday. Well, he wasn't going to get to that 2-strike point. That ball kind of rides up and in, but he's able to stay on top of it. See that bottom hand on top of the baseball, and that's such a good sign when you're trying, that high pitch. Anything that gets under it, it's nothing but a weak fly ball.
Yep, he's in swing mode. First pitch fastball, hunting, and got it.
Jimenez grounds one foul. Pinch hitting for Sosa against the righty Cruz. That slider is a really impressive pitch because you just hear, well, he could throw 100 miles an hour, but this is a pretty good pitch.
Hey, that's one you want to put in a bottle and just break it out every single time you need it. That's perfect.
And that ball hit Jimenez on the way by. So he'll take first. Yankees are taking a look.
I don't know.
I didn't see it. Was it the front foot or the back foot?
Watch Ascar's glove. Maybe Ascar's glove hits his foot because the ball doesn't.
Yeah, that's
The previous play is under further review. The call on the field is hit by pitch. New York is challenging.
I think Jimenez not really trying to sell it. I think he felt the glove.
Exactly.
The toe.
He felt something on his toe and maybe
looked down and there's the ball.
And certainly once it hits the ground, you hear something too. You hear a ricochet. If you're the umpire, you're going by sound.
Well, that's the money replay. The center field camera didn't come close to him.
Managers this day and age do that in their sleep with the headphone thing, right?
It's like the baseball's version of a flop right there, right?
Yes.
Who said baseball doesn't have flops? That was a good play by Jimenez. 5 years ago, that might have worked. 10 years ago.
Remember Jeet did that down in Tampa Bay? I mean, took base, the ball was a foot from him. I'm like, Jeet, I didn't even know you had that in you.
I don't know why it's taking as long as it is. Here we go.
I was waiting for that reaction.
After further review, the call is overturned. He was not hit by the pitch. A ball is added to the count. New York will retain their challenge.
Well, clear as day, it did not hit either one of his toes, but you see the glove that does hit the toe, and that's what Jimenez felt.
Every reaction from Aaron Boone is a potential meme.
I love watching him and his reactions. He's so into it.
Sky down the right field line, hooking, foul.
We said it last night too, and Aaron Boone just commands the respect of his players because of that. He's always got their back. He's always fighting for them, arguing with umpires on their behalf to send a message to them.
It's kind of the manager's job to, take the fall, get thrown out before the player gets thrown out. The only problem is I couldn't wait. I was too anxious. I got chucked before Joe Torre would get out there most of the time.
Paul, along the lines of that play where Dalton Varsho looked like he made a great play. Actually, the ball seemed as though it came out of his glove. He kind of used the ground to make it appear that he had caught that ball on a Jazz Chisholm fly ball to center field. Aaron Boone, after that, got thrown out as Cruz hits Jimenez.
This will not be challenged, Meredith.
Yes. You wanted to get hit by pitch and take a first base. Well, there's your real one, huh?
But anyway, Paul, after that, Jazz Chisholm Jr. immediately went up to Aaron Boone after he had got tossed and said, "Thank you, I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking up for me in that spot." And he said he loves it that his manager goes out there for him. And to your point, better him than Jazz Chisholm Jr.
When you got that arm guard on Coney, it's one thing I think I would have changed and more than that. You see, you almost use it as a weapon. If it's in there, you see guys not jumping out of the way, but almost turning into it.
Well, that's 3 batters for Cruz, and they're going to go to the left-hander Brent Hedrick with runners on first and second and 1 out. Streaming live on the Gotham Sports app, included for free with your eligible TV provider subscription. Download and sign into the Gotham Sports app now and check out all the great Yankees content, including pregame features, postgame sound, podcasts, and much more. Brent Hedrick will take over his 25th appearance this year. He's pitched 24 2/3 innings, and he's going to face Miles Straw. We take a look at the Allstate Good Hands replay.
Yeah, this earlier in the game, Varsho not being able to pick up the ball because it was twilight and Straw came sliding in.
And the pitch to Straw is a ball, 1-0. Straw 0 for 2 against Rodon. Rodon went 5, allowed 1 hit. And that 1 run, I'm sorry. Ground ball, short, tough hop, stays with it. There's one. On the first, not in time. Straw beat it out.
Yeah, Straw's fast. He's a natural center fielder. They've got him in right tonight, but I mean, this is a tailor-made double play, and it was turned pretty good. It was hit hard. Volpe kind of got it off his chest, which takes a little time, but Jazz, good arm strength, turned well, and he's safe.
Bang, bang. And a strike to Valenzuela. Nice block there by Escara.
You know, I know the ball's hit hard, but I think the fact that, you know, Volpe's down on his knees slows this down a bit. From your knees, it's much harder to get it to Jazz quick enough. It might have been the difference by half a step. A little bit of a slide there. Maybe it was he planted his right foot that he slid a little bit.
Spencer Jones makes the play, and Hedrick works out of trouble. No runs a hit, 2 men left. Well, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture is of JoJo, who brought that Yankees energy to Queens during the Subway Series last week. A nice bag there, JoJo. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Spencer Miles still in there. Top of the Yankee order, starting with Ben Rice. Check swing as the ball ties him up, 0-1.
Very surprising in an opener game for Toronto. I mean, offensively, the Yankees really nothing to show for anything tonight. A couple balls hit hard, but that's it.
Loop, second base, and over the leaping try of Clement, a base hit on the broken bat by Rice.
I've been saying a lot this series, Coney. As a hitter, you can't be afraid to get jammed because good things can happen. And Ben Rice, you know, he's jammed right there, but strong enough to drive it into center field. I don't know what Clement's jumping at there. He's just kind of flailing at something.
So here's Aaron Judge, 0 for 2. He's 1 for 13 in the series. And the pitch outside from Miles.
Yeah, you're just getting that feeling that Aaron Judge is getting ready to hit something hard.
One and one. A lot of people in the first row behind the plate, they have the phones up. They're expecting something big, Paul. They want to get their own version of it. Foul back.
He's seen a breaking ball, then he saw a two-seamer, a good one in on his hands, and a four-seamer up in the strike zone. That was the best pitch he's seen to hit so far.
Sky-high pop-up on the right side. Clement puts it away.
You know, the location got him out there. That ball gets out over the plate a little bit because he's right on it timing-wise, but it just didn't break.
Here's Bellinger. 0 for 1 with a walk. (3-0) on Bellinger. Jazz Chisholm on deck.
Turn him loose. You like it?
Yeah.
Let it go.
Absolutely, especially in the Yankee Stadium off a righty. You get something middle in.
Well, if you take a look at the top of Bellinger's helmet, looks like it got run over in a driveway.
Yeah. It's been punished a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to teach that helmet a lesson.
And there's a strike. Bellinger jumped out of the way but didn't challenge.
Pretty impressive right there. That was 97. Let's see if it gets back to the inside corner.
Yep.
Pretty close.
Runner goes. That's way inside. So ball 4. Now the Yankees have 2 runners on. And that's the first time this game that's happened. Here comes Pete Walker.
Yeah, this is really the first time since the game started with the pitching in the opener that the matchup seemed to also all of a sudden have turned around to favor the Yankees. You've had a couple good at-bats from lefties, and now you've got Jazz as a lefty coming up in a big situation.
They only have one more lefty in the bullpen. That's Mason Fluharty. Conference breaks up. Jazz is in the box. Wait. Well, fans, go to @Yes Network on X and vote for the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. Is it that guy? Number 1, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Number 2, Paul Goldschmidt. Or number 3, Ben Rice. Rice at second. Bellinger's at first. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Yankees trail 1-0. Trying to make it 3-1 there. 0-2.
Good breaking balls right there, huh?
Yes, good bite. 80 miles an hour, good spin, good bite.
And Jazz goes down on a curveball in the dirt. Big strikeout for Miles.
Yeah, Miles didn't go away from that good curveball. He just, first one, strike one, a really good one to get strike two, and now throw one out of the strike zone to finish him off.
Yeah, this is how you work over a hitter with a curveball. You show him one for a strike, and then you got one down there to get the chase.
The Jazz with 3 hits last night is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts tonight. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. Now 2 outs.
Realize Goldschmidt was such a first pitch hitter. I mean, you've seen it when he's in the leadoff spot with these home runs the last couple of times, but he's ready to go right out of the on deck circle.
Looked like he's trying to take a shot to right too.
Mm-hmm.
One, 1-2. Ground ball, backhanded by Okamoto. The throw to first in the dirt, the pick, and the stretch by Guerrero ends the inning. So the Yankees, no runs a hit. 2 men left on base. Got a tight one after 6. It's 1-0 Toronto. Garrett Cole returns to the mound. The Yankees ace makes his 2026 debut as the Bronx Bombers kick off a 3-game weekend set with the Tampa Bay Rays right here in the Bronx. Extended coverage starts at 5 with 2 full hours of pregame, leading up the first pitch at 7:05. That's on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
He's 35 years old. He's got a new elbow. Going to resume his Hall of Fame push in my mind. I think he's got the base for a Hall of Fame career with a big finish to his career. Got a good chance in my mind.
Davis Snyder takes the ball 1-0 as we start the 7th inning. Hedrick came on to get the final 2 outs. In the 6th, worked out of a jam. 2-0. Two-one. An announced crowd of 40,000.
Catcher's challenge.
249. Let's call the ball, and it's going to be challenged. That was a ball.
That call is confirmed. New York has no challenges remaining.
I mean, that's a tough challenge when it's 3 inches out of the zone. Now you're lost without a challenge. You're at the mercy of bad calls.
We're back to the O'Neal days now. You're gonna have to get the water cooler out.
You can't challenge nothing. All you can do is get chapped.
And Schneider strikes out, tipped into the glove of Viscara. You get people's attention by their wallet. If you're going to make a challenge like that, you're going to get fined. Aaron Boone now going to go to the bullpen with George Springer coming up. 1 out, nobody on. 1-0 Toronto. To 2, you see the numbers, and it is a man by the name of Alois Leiter. Oh, I can't wait till we go in the ball. I bet it's something where he's excited. Yeah, he's biting his nail, his blister. That's when he first came up. Young Al. And that's his debut against the Brewers, and he rang up some strikeouts.
Touch the top of my helmet on that one.
Yeah.
I'm hitting my helmet every pitch.
Al could pitch, and he was a big game pitcher, too. Started getting the 7th game of the World Series for the Marlins, won a 1-game playoff against the Reds for the Mets. Really nice career.
Everybody's favorite. When he walks in a room.
Here's Doval. There's a strike. 2nd round pick by the Yankees. Won his major league debut against Milwaukee. Traded to the Blue Jays for Jesse Barfield. And he was with us from 2006 through 2018.
The old pony spikes, Coney, remember those?
Yes, I had a pair of those one year.
They're kind of retro. They're back out now. I got a couple pairs of tennies, the ponies. You know, the first professional athlete to wear ponies was Muhammad Ali. Remember the boxing shoes with the tassels on them?
Good call.
See, when David wore them, Paul, they were called conies.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, not ponies.
Ponies. Yeah.
You know what you miss the most about Al not working with us? Just the close talking. I mean, you really could get into the conversation.
There is no conversation. You just had to listen. There's no room for error. If you broke it was on. It was over.
First time I broadcasted with him right before the game, he came up and smacked me right in the butt as hard as he could. Let's go get him.
You were hoping it was Audrey, and it was Al Leiter.
Think you may have another.
High fly ball, deep left field. Bellinger back, track, wall, see ya. A home run for Springer, and it is 2-0 Toronto.
Well, we went over in the pregame about Springer and how he plays well against the Yankees. Came into the game only hitting 198, having a subpar year, but another home run on the board. Had a good series for them. It's the 2nd home run of the series.
That's it.
4th home run of the year for Springer, his 10th ribby. Missed a chunk of time with a broken left toe, big toe. Popped up, shallow left. McMahon there, and retires Guerrero.
Well, Springer, I mean, just a slider or cutter, and it just hangs right over the plate, which allows him to just sit on it and get that bat head out. No coming back.
That's the problem with hangers. They allow you to pull fly balls, especially righty on righty. Could see the release point and a slider that takes a seat. A slider that takes a seat, stops breaking. Just pulls up a chair, takes a seat.
and waits to get hit hard.
I threw about 250 of those in my career.
Help America's heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. Ground ball, Jazz Chisholm. And against Varsho, and that'll do it. But a big home run by Springer. He doubles Toronto's lead. At the end of 6.5, time for the 7th inning stretch. Blue Jays 2, Yankees nothing. But we'll stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise, remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Private First Class Frank Martucci from Brooklyn, who served in the Korean War. The Yankees say thank you, Frank, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Nice 2-5-0 for the Blue Jays. Yankees getting shut out, just 3 hits. Spencer Miles, the bulk guy, 3 1/3 innings. Springer with a home run in the 7th. Rodon pitched well. Yankee offense 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position, 5 left on base. So Miles still in there. You know, he'd never pitched above A ball before his major league debut on March 28th. And he's already surpassed his career minor league total of 14 2/3 innings.
He showed some good stuff. I mean, 97, 98 mile an hour sinker and a good breaking ball.
Missed last season because of Tommy John surgery. But he made it back in time to pitch in the Arizona Fall League. Good numbers there, under the hood numbers. Spencer Jones struck out and singled to center, stole a bag as well. So 1 for 2. 2-1.
You know, 30 years ago, if you'd have brought those numbers up, they'd call you sour grapes. Yeah,
Exactly.
Just go. When Don Zimmer said, "I don't care how you do it, just go win the game."
That's right. Get outs and
Get a hit. No, I'm hitting it hard. No, I don't care. Get a hit.
Blackburn and Cruz. Three and 2. then the payoff. McMahon on deck. Still 3-2. Left center field. On the run is Varsho, and he makes the play. Boy, he covered a lot of ground. One down.
Well, what I have noticed about Spencer Jones is he's not a dead pull hitter. You know, he will take the ball the other way, which is going to serve him well. I mean, obviously his power, he doesn't have to hit the ball to right field to be successful all the time.
Speaking of power to left field, Ryan McMahon, double off the left field wall in the second. Earlier in the series, tied up the game at 3 with a 3-run home run to left field. Oh, 2. And that's a tip into the glove of Valenzuela, 2 away.
We've shown good command with this pitch, Paul. I mean, you can see right out of the hand the grip and the spin, a true downer. Good depth on this curveball. You throw those 2 different breaking balls for strikes and you throw 98-mile-an-hour sinkers, you'll get to the big leagues in a hurry.
I can't figure it out how, you know, you really haven't seen a lot of him. I mean, he's a bulk guy, and I mean, with this kind of stuff, you figure you'd find a spot for him.
Originally selected by the Giants, 4th-round pick in 2022. But he had lengthy absences in their minor league system. Back surgery, Tommy John surgery. Now, here he is. One and 2.
Well, that's the pitch right there. I mean, if he's called out, he can't challenge it. You know, anything close right now as a hitter, you got to realize that you're going to have to operate it.
Swing and a miss. Volpe down on strikes. Strong inning for Miles. Retires the Yankees in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the 8th. Brought to you in part by Tunnel to Towers. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. By Hyundai. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. And by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. Pat Henkin won the Cy Young that year that Andy Pettitte probably should have won it. Paul Blackburn comes on for the Yanks and deals outside to Okamoto.
Did you ever have a vote for the Hall of Fame?
No. You have to have covered baseball for 10 straight years. I did it for 7 before I got the radio gig. 2-1. And a strike. Okamoto is 0 for 3 and 1 for 15 with 8 strikeouts in this series. Now 9 strikeouts in this series.
Boy, it looks easy when you execute pitches, Coney. I mean, that was a great breaking ball to put him away.
Great shot of the spin on that slider, that sweeper.
You know, it's amazing in slow motion. Even tonight, how many different, variances of breaking balls we've seen, from Rodon's big, the big eye on it, to that one was like a 3/4 bigger break.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest advances in pitch design, is what they call seam orientation, the study of how the seams impact the movement of a baseball. And little subtle tweaks here and there to take advantage of those seams can really give you that sweeper action if you're looking for that on your breaking ball, or more downward tilt if you're looking for that on your curveball.
Ernie Clement, high drive left field. Bellinger back on the track at the wall. He can't make the play. And Clement gets himself another hit, his 3rd double of the night.
Well, Clement, he was sick for one night, came in, still got a hit, and he's had a big series, and he just continues. Ball up in the strike zone. As good as the curveball was before, that one just hung. Bellinger running out of room out by the wall, but kept him at second base.
We've seen Bellinger make these kind of plays all year long.
You almost expect it, but I mean, he went a long way for that ball.
Now, we've seen the ascension of late of Blackburn into higher leverage situations. He's been scoreless in 6 of his last 7 games. Comes in with a 3.54 ERA, 51.6% ground ball rate, and has allowed only 1 home run in 20 1/3 innings. So Yankees still configuring that bullpen for the long haul, and you could see if you're productive, you're going to move up. One and 2. Spoiled that one. Jimenez pinch hit for Sosa in the 6th inning, and he was hit by a pitch by Giovanni Cruz. Grounded first base, and Goldschmidt beats Jimenez to the bag. Time for the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Well, we talked about it last year. His postseason was phenomenal. And tonight, he just has kept things going, just double after double. Last inning, or this inning to start off, another double, 3 on the night for Ernie Clement.
So that's going to bring up Miles Straw as Clement moved to 3rd on that ground ball to 1st. A strike.
You're getting to that time of the game, Coney, where you've got to save every run because your offense has just not shown up to this point. An opportunity right here with 2 outs to try to save that run right here.
See Clement, or see Straw look down at 3rd base. With his speed, you're always looking for an opportunity, maybe a sneak attack, and lay down a bunt with 2 strikes, try to get that run in from third. Now, with 2 strikes, that's off the table.
Right side. Goldschmidt on the outfield grass will put it away for the final out. No runs ahead. 1 man left. Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees may not be reproduced or transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Now, we saw Rogers yesterday. Tyler will come in and pitch the 8th inning. The numbers, well, they're great. 1.61 ERA. Opponents hit .205 against him. He'll face 9, 1, and 2 in the Yankee order. So Rogers worked 1, 2, 3 in the 8th inning last night. Volpe, Wells, and Rice.
You know, one of the true submariners left in the game, right? I mean, we talk about, oh, he's sidearm. That's not sidearm. That's submarine. Dan Quisenberry-like. Big difference. He's about little over a foot off the ground when he releases the baseball.
Well, he has a 67.2% ground ball rate. Only one pitcher is better, and that's the Yankees' Tim Hill, 77%. Must be something about the sidewind.
Sidewind, and watch how close to the ground he is when he releases the ball. Nobody throws the ball down there. And as you measure right there, I mean, if he goes down a little lower, you're going to hit your knuckles on the ground.
Your bloody knuckles.
It's a big walk there for Scar to start off the inning. Now back to the top of the order, and Ben Rice. It's pretty close.
That's as low as you can go. The hitters just never see that. Can you imagine contrasting that with Randy Johnson's release point? Or
Even last night.
Rice rips one into center field, but Varsho's there. One away. So here's Judge. Judge is 0 for 3 tonight, 1 for 14 in this series. He steps in as the tying run. Yankees down 2-0. 9 games coming into this one without a home run. He's been sitting at 16. Ground ball, short. There's one. On to first. The scoop and a double play. And that'll do it in the 8th inning. 6-4-3 as Judge continues to struggle. We're going to the 9th inning. Yankees trailing 2-0 here in game 4 of this set. Fans after the final out get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from the manager. Plus, a look ahead to the series with the Rays. It's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. Blackburn in for his 2nd inning of work as he tries to put up a 0 in the 9th, give the Yankees an opportunity in the bottom of the inning. Valenzuela will start it off. Lined into center field. It's a base hit in front of Spencer Jones. Leadoff single for Valenzuela.
Two-seam fastball. You can see it's trying to get to the outside corner, but it never got there.
It's amazing to me, Coney, when that two-seamer's up a little in the strike zone, it goes sideways. It doesn't sink, and it is such a different pitch to hit. You don't have to worry about staying, getting under it or staying on top of it. You can just get through it.
Especially a left-handed batter on a right-handed pitcher. That same pitch to a right-handed batter is pretty effective.
Yeah.
As long as you get it in there.
Here's Pinago pinch hitting for Schneider.
The reason is for pitching, to your point, Paul, the reason is you want pitches that go away from the barrel of the bat, not to the barrel of the bat, generally speaking.
Foul back. Quickly 0-2. Strike 3. Pinago down looking.
And the good thing, Blackburn has the ability to throw that backdoor breaking ball instead of the one down and in. And this stage out there just comes down to the outside corner. And as a lefty, you give up on that pitch because it's outside and breaks in over the corner.
Springer last time up in the 7th. It's a home run. We'll take a look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 96 off the bat, 359 feet. 4th home run of the year. Jazz Chisholm. There's one. And there's two to double up Springer. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks coming up for the Yankees. Can they rally and take this series? A little segment we like to call, Ezra, what do we like to call it?
How about that?
About George Springer at age 8 attended a New Britain Rock Cats game. He got to play catch with future MLB star Torrey Hunter. He's a national spokesperson for the Stuttering Association for the Young, inspiring children with speech challenges. And he's been known to drop into a private boutique karaoke space to unwind during the off-season. I think we get along with him, Paul.
I think you're all into it. I think you're one of those closet karaoke guys.
Got a go-to song, Michael?
Yeah, Buttercup.
Or Glory Days.
Glory Days.
Or I Think I Love You by the Partridge Family. Brings the house down.
That's
really?
Yeah.
Buttercup doesn't get in the mix.
It does, but you got to do something different that people are going to go, wow, this guy's special.
So you wait in case you got an encore, then you bring that up.
Absolutely. So you see the defensive changes. And they're going to go with Hoffman to close this out. And he has lost his closer's role. So let's see if he can get the final 3 outs. Yankees are down 2-0. They lost yesterday 2-1. Their rally in the 9th inning fell short. 2 walks for Bellinger today, 0 for 1, but a 16-game home hitting streak is on the line. And a strike. Hoffman inherited 2 runners last night, and he retired Rosario McMahon in the 7th. 1-1. Hit sharply and grabbed there by Guerrero on the fly. For out number 1.
Ball head hammered. You can't aim it. I mean, this is a good at bat, good swing. You do everything right, and you get to walk back to the dugout. And Guerrero, to me, very underappreciated defensively. He's made some great plays down there tonight.
Playing close to the line, so guarding against doubles, and that's why you do it right there.
Here is Jazz Chisholm. 1-0. I wonder if you ever get over blowing a World Series. Now, Mariano did because he had other great moments, but that was a chance for Hoffman to win his first World Series, and he just gave it up to kind of a journeyman player too in Rojas.
Very unexpected. I mean, the way it was going, you just thought that he was going to close it out and you were going to see them celebrate.
You hope for a redemption moment someday, but no, Michael, you never get over it.
And you wonder if that led to him being so ineffective this year. He's still carrying it with him. The Yankees need a base runner. 2-2. Swing and a miss. The Yankee offense has just been completely shut down by a bullpen game. One more out to go.
Well, they've stuck with this pitch on Jazz to put him away a few times tonight. That curveball down and in, out of the strike zone. That usually means you're getting to your front side a little bit too quick, and you're trying to make that decision too quick. Strike or ball.
So Jazz with a 4-strikeout night. Here's Goldschmidt. 0-1. Thirteen strikeouts by the Yankees. He thinks that's outside. He can't challenge it. 0-2.
Oh, when Hoffman's right, he's throwing a slider like that, it's devastating.
Push the envelope. Went farther outside. The count 1-2.
There's a reason why he was a closer, because he's got good stuff. It's all about consistency, and as you said, Michael, just getting more opportunities for redemption.
And that'll do it, as the Yankees are shut out by the Blue Jays after winning the first 2 games of this 4-game set. They lose the last 2, and they just split. This one a 2-0 loss, and the offense just anemic against the bullpen game of the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, the silver lining is Rodon looked pretty good, and you only gave up 1 run. The offense just never got it going today. A couple balls hit hard, but still not your typical Yankee offense tonight.
Yeah, this is one you just want to flush and get him tomorrow night.
And tomorrow night's pretty big. First place Tampa Bay Rays, 6 games up in the loss column, will come into the stadium starting tomorrow. We'll be back.